From an R-rated base design to a secret glitch that nobody knew about, here are 165 secret things you didn't know about Clash of Clans. Back in the day, when you looked at other bases, you could see something like this. What? Veterans would know that if you spectated bases right after they'd been destroyed, their base layout would show up as an empty one. This has changed, as now, if your base was destroyed, the only thing you would see is the unarmed traps. The Barbarian King used to cost 10,000 Dark Elixir, and the Queen used to cost 40,000. Now the Barbarian King costs 5,000 Dark Elixir, while the Archer Queen costs a measly 10,000, which is a huge discount from where it was before. While this change did make it easier for players to buy and use the heroes, it also made it so that OGs wasted tons of Dark Elixir back in the day. Town Hall 11 looks like this, but it used to look like this. Supercell likely changed this one because the old Town Hall just looked too plain. But to be fair, all they really did was add a few features on top of it. A player named SQ broke the world record for the highest ever trophy count at 6,549, doing this with only a Town Hall 11. All the other top players had Town Hall 14s. So, SQ doing this with his Town Hall 11 makes him a god. We have the most loot won in a single attack, at over 2 million gold, 1.9 million elixir, and a whopping 14,000 Dark Elixir. Now that is insane! If you're an OG in Clash of Clans, you're probably below level 200. But did you know that there's a player who managed to hit a mind-blowing level 500? Having played for over 10 years and having completely maxed out his base, this is a feat almost impossible to achieve. But hey, props to you, dude. While you can find many different designs in the builder's base, did you know you can build something like this? Yeah, no, I didn't either. When the builder's base was released, a feature called Tall Grass was added, where it would grow around buildings and empty spaces. While this didn't really do anything, it was a nice cosmetic people could use to spice up their base design. However, when players started creating grass patterns like this, people started questioning the legitimacy of them, as creating a design to spell out words was nearly impossible to do in the game. Well, Supercell started to take notice too, and went on to ban some of these controversial grass accounts. Here's the most rushed base in Clash of Clans, with level 1 defenses, collectors, walls, and a level 13 town hall? What? This base is so rushed that a literal lightning spell will wipe out their whole defense. So, if you ever attack this base, you're pretty much guaranteed to 3-star it. Number 3, even more impressive than rushed bases are completely hacked town halls, because this base is literally impossible to have. This base has a town hall level 12, and because the base doesn't have all its gold storage maxed, it would have been impossible for this player to reach their town hall, making this an illegal account. This base also has literally no walls, 0 trophies, and only 1 builder. So either he's hacking, or this guy works at Supercell. While most people set their bases up with the town hall in the middle and defenses surrounding it, this player has them all set apart, literally. At a first glance, you can see his town halls on the complete edge of the map, while his cannons, archer towers, and mortars are on separate designated areas. He's even doing it for his bomb towers as we speak. Keep working, builders. But possibly, the strangest thing of all is his army camp. I mean, this guy only uses goblins and giants. But hey, at least the decorations are kinda cool. So this next base looks like a totally normal Clash of Clans base, right? Aside from that really weird town hall and walls, of course. However, if you start zooming out, you'll realize that this base has a devastating secret. It has a gold mine at the edge of the forest. And while it might look fake at first, if you zoom in, you'll realize that this is real, which makes literally no sense. Now, while this player managed to stay online for some time, their account ended up getting banned by Supercell, as when you search the tag, nothing shows up anymore. It would not be complete without this player's base, who not only spelled his name out, but also has one of the rarest bases ever. If you look closely, you'll see this stone, which, while it looks normal, is really the rarest item in Clash of Clans, having a near impossible chance of you ever coming across one. You could only ever acquire this rock if you downloaded Clash of Clans when it was first released, over 10 years ago. And this player has 4 of these rocks. Unfair. Fast forward to today, and the same player only has 1 of these rocks, meaning for some reason, he removed his other 3. This is one of the weirdest looking base designs ever, with the walls in a kind of polka dotted pattern. What's stranger though is that if you click on his profile, it says he isn't really a player. Now, I have no comment about this base. Here's something for you guys. One of the most weirdly beautiful bases I have ever seen, with cakes on the bottom of the base and decorations on top surrounding a dragon statue. This feels like one of the best looking bases I've ever seen. If you zoom all the way out, you'll see how cool it looks in the winter too. Beautiful. His town hall was also exposed on the bottom of the base, but it's still awesome looking. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be in the middle of a Clash of Clans base while it's being attacked? One wonder no more. Because back in 2015, Supercell showed us exactly how an attack would look inside, with this awesome 360-degree commercial in the POV of the archers, where you can literally take a look at the entire base. You can also see all the different troops in action, making this commercial a player's best dream. Ever noticed anything strange about the coil on a level 7 laboratory in Clash of Clans? Well, maybe because it's the exact one used on a level 7 Mega Tesla. And get this, Sparky from Clash Royale has an identical coil on her front. What's going on here? Is the laboratory secretly a defensive building? Or is Sparky actually a laboratory on wheels? My childhood is a lie. So I always thought that Clash of Clans replays were just a recording of the match shown in the replay. But apparently, it's not like that at all. Because it turns out that replays are actually real-time simulations of the battle. What? The game records when and where a player taps on their screen, and uses that information to play out the attack. Now that I think about it, it actually makes way more sense than recording a 3-minute attack.
We have the giant upgrading buildings? Yeah, you heard that right. In 2017, Clash of Clans had an event where the builder left the village. For this time, random troops were seen taking the builder's place, upgrading buildings and structures. This is Clash of Clans' first ever clan. Called the Order, it's still going strong to this day. The clan was even featured by Clash of Clans, being the clan master Jimmy is in while completing the builder's base tutorial. In a 2016 update, the giant randomly grew a finger. No idea why or how Supercell did this, but it's pretty funny regardless. Did you know the max amount of trophies you can win is 59? Now, this only happens if you 3-star an opponent who has more than 750 trophies than you. Now, this is extremely rare to get, so if you do manage to get this, you're a certified pro.
This looks like a completely normal base, right? Wrong. This base does not have a town hall. While most players will automatically assume this is a hacker, if we go back to when this game was first released, Supercell actually allowed you to sell your troops, meaning this player without a town hall might have just sold it back in the day. Sadly, this player ended up banned, and is now no longer on Clash of Clans, meaning he might very well have just been a hacker. While no town hall is weird, what's weirder is having a builder base with no builder hall. The reason this is so much stranger is because it was never possible to sell your builder hall, making a base like this 100% hacker confirmed. Please, Supercell, ban this person, please. This is a base design of China, and this is a base design of Australia. This Australian base actually isn't that bad. You know, it actually kind of looks like a real base. You ever seen bases on YouTube that look like these? Well, they actually exist, because bases like this one are known to just be created to give players free loot. Wait, no, it's a trap! If you coordinate an attack well enough though, it's really easy to farm these kinds of free resource bases, especially when the gains are pretty heavenly. Just take all the loot and end the game. You see this base? Well, most weird base designs take the form of words or whatever this is, but this one has sort of a really cool look with a town hall in the exact middle and a circle being divided perfectly through the middle. It kinda looks like a ritual, which is maybe a dark way of comparing it, but side by side, they do seem similar. The clan castle is rebuilt when you reach Town Hall 3. So, when seeing this Town Hall 1 with a completely built clan castle, you gotta be suspicious. Not only is this base way too good looking to be a Town Hall 1, but it's also illegal, with buildings it shouldn't have and 0 trophies. I mean, come on, never trust a guy with 0 trophies.
If you played before the Town Hall 11 release, you might know it was originally intended to be just a blue version of the Town Hall 10, which is crazy. While the Town Hall design was leaked in multiple variations, all were in a blue-themed color, which is much different from the one we got today. If you're an OG who likes petty strategies, you've likely used lightning to rob people's loot storages. Because Dark Elixir was so valuable back in the day, people would start games only to steal some Dark Elixir and leave. Because lightning can be brewed by pretty much anyone, it was really annoying for players to have their storages that they worked hard to fill up just be emptied with a few lightning taps. Pain. When level 11 walls were first released, they looked nothing like the ones we have now. These walls were electric themed, which looked really amazing. They were also introduced with these extremely powerful level 12 cannons, which made a killer duo. Unfortunately, the walls were quickly removed, and instead, we got these replacements. Fortunately, later on, Supercell did add a blue-themed town hall, and kind of similar blue walls. A more commonly known feature was the rearming traps option, which was extremely annoying. This game was actually way too hard when this was in, because when someone destroys your base, all your traps are triggered. It ends up with you having to spend tons of gold to just ensure your traps work next time. This was fixed, as now all your traps rearm manually. No gold message popping up. Thank you, Supercell. We needed this. When clans were first introduced, the chat message function would be on the top instead of the bottom. This was super inconvenient, as if you've used almost any messenger app like iMessage or Discord, you'd know typing on the bottom is by far the better option. Well, now you can just tap on one of your collectors and they would collect for you. At one point, you'd have to tap each of them separately. At the very least, this option was kinda satisfying, as you could slowly watch your gauges fill up. In Christmas of 2016, Clash of Clans added Ice Wizards as a limited troop to the game. These Ice Wizards were kind of bad, with the function of slowing down enemies for a short period of time. They still added a unique freezing effect to the game, which only really existed before with the freeze spell. The Ice Wizards were returned to the game in 2020, but honestly, they were never really that good. While most people barely donate, or even don't donate at all, there's a person who donated over 7 million troops in a single month. This player, shown on screen, spent over 5 hours a day only donating troops. With the normal player having around 500 monthly donations, 7 million is just, yeah, it's crazy. While you might think you have tons of gems, the most gems to ever be seen on a single account is over 200,000. Oh, come on now. This was achieved when YouTuber Galadon Gaming spent $2,000 on just gems, buying multiple gem packages. And for the last 10 years, nobody has ever come close to this record. But even cooler than having the most gems ever is having the most Dark Elixir in the world. This player has collected 180 million Dark Elixir in total. What? And the craziest thing is, in order to spend all of it, he would literally need to max out his heroes 7 times. Here is the oldest active clan in the game, the Order, also being the first ever clan created on Clash of Clans in the world, making this record truly unbeatable. While most players take 8 months to get to Town Hall 14, took Judosloth Gaming just 1 hour to do it. In his video, I Beat Clash of Clans in 1 hour, it showed him sweeping through all the town halls by using a lot of gems, and his credit card probably hates him right now. Okay, we all know and love the baby dragon in Clash of Clans, but hold on a minute. Something doesn't seem right. When you train a baby dragon in the barracks using Elixir, everything seems normal. But once you take it out to battle and it dies, it magically blows up into Dark Elixir. Where did the Dark Elixir come from? It's all very mysterious if you ask me. Those gem rewards you get by removing obstacles from your village actually follow a specific pattern of numbers on a loop. 6, 0, 4, 5, 1, 3, 2, 0, 0, 5, 1, 0, 3, 4, 0, 0, 5, 0, 1, and 0. But wait a minute, hold on. There are a tad bit too many zeros in there, don't you think? Hey, Supercell, remove the zeros. If you ever change your Clash of Clans game language to Chinese, you probably won't understand a thing on your screen unless you use a translator. That's when you'll find out that the P.E.K.K.A.'s name has been changed to, wait for it, Skin Card Superman. No, I'm not making this up. That's what the translator says. We all know that goblins are greedy and will do just about anything to get their hands on some shiny gold. But did you know that there are 2 goblins in the tutorial section of the game that are a little different? Instead of targeting the gold collector, these sneaky little rascals actually go straight for your cannon. Looks like somebody skipped goblin school. You must have noticed the empty patch of ground every time you move a building. Grass grows back in the patch, but here's the kicker. Every single time you move a building, the grass grows back in a completely different pattern. It's almost hypnotic to watch. I don't know about you, but I could sit here all day moving buildings just to see what kind of grass pattern I get next.
When Clash of Clans was first released, if your village got raided and your army camp got destroyed, you would lose all of your troops. Brutal. Elixir isn't just a made-up word. It actually comes from the Arabic word ali-skir, meaning miracle substance. You can easily swap the position of 2 buildings by holding them over each other. Now that's pretty neat. It's possible to make sleeping villagers bounce. If you place a wall on a sleeping villager, they'll start bouncing and then disappear into thin air. Wait, what? Spring traps used to kill P.E.K.K.A.s. Yeah, thankfully that feature was removed. In November 2020, there was a glitch allowing players to stack buildings. Now this glitch was completely broken, allowing players to stack Inferno Towers and Teslas, creating a crazy powerful defense. No one knows exactly how this was done, but after a short maintenance break, this was never seen again. This was the original Town Hall 10 concept, but it eventually got changed because, well, it's just a worse version of Town Hall 8.
Well, bases like these that are relationship themed are okay. Bases like these are not. From every base I've ever seen on Clash of Clans, this is one of the worst. And oh, it's already been banned. Speaking of inappropriate bases, the most famous base in Clash of Clans history is probably this one, which is a replica of a woman in Clash of Clans style. It's pretty obvious why this one is banned. And while there's lots of base designs that are similarly cursed, this one is the weirdest, by far, with anyone using this design ending up getting banned. This is a literal replica of Baby Yoda from the Mandalorian series. YouTuber Jaso built this base, completing the eyes with elixir storages, which is honestly kind of adorable. Another design is a Phoenix build, which, after being completed, can be turned into an insane Phoenix base build. This is a base that is built just to trap players, allowing you to spawn troops inside of it. It's rigged with bombs and defenses that will make it impossible for you to break through normally. This was before wall wreckers were added, making this the ultimate trap base back in the day. Dark Elixir used to be literally
literally impossible to collect. Without a Dark Elixir drill, the only way to collect Dark Elixir was to attack other people who had it. Back in this time, Barbarian King was extremely hard to obtain, not to mention the Archer Queen, which was 4 times as expensive. This is where the lightning strategy was OP, as it was really the only way you were going to farm those Dark Elixir storages. While now things are shown by the number below the troop, they used to be shown by the amount of stars attached. While this was very outdated and looked pretty amateur, it looked really nostalgic, and now it's been gone for so many years. I do still like the new look though. Sorry guys. If you're scared of getting attacked, there was a strategy where you could keep your device on at all times, and Clash of Clans would never let someone attack you. This feature allowed all no-lifers to stay on Clash of Clans 24/7, and while this was a great way to progress your base, too many people started doing it, and so Supercell decided to add in playing breaks. These playing breaks made it so that you would automatically be logged off for some time, with the message, your villagers need to rest for a few minutes. While these playing breaks only showed up if you played for 4 hours straight and would only last for 6 minutes, they were enough to end the dumb strategy of being online 24/7. Decoration funneling is one of the smartest and oldest tactics to ever be used on Clash of Clans. This strategy worked placing your decorations in certain places you didn't want your enemy to go. So, in doing this, you could force your opponent to deploy their troops in an area that was either a trap or just a plain bad place to have their army. If you've seen this rare stone, you are very lucky. This stone was only added to player bases in 2012 when Clash of Clans was first publicly released. From there, many people decided to remove the stone and/or delete Clash of Clans, making the amount of people who still have this extremely rare rock almost 0.1%, meaning if you went and looked at all your friends' bases, they probably don't have any of these. Here's the world's poorest player with, wait, what? Negative gold? I don't know how this happened, but it's hard not to feel bad for him. I mean, his walls aren't even fully upgraded yet. Number 10. Logging on to see that your defense won is honestly an amazing feeling. So you can only imagine how this player felt after winning 140,000 of them. With almost 4,000 defenses won in just one season alone, it's amazing to see a cool looking base like this actually defending against attackers that well, because most nice looking bases are usually pretty awful when it comes to defending. Keep doing what you're doing, Bob. Town Hall 14s are some of the hardest bases to crack, with lots of different stages appearing in the attack for a secured victory. So when this player was able to demolish his opponent's base in only 1 minute and 30 seconds, I think everyone was really impressed. Using mainly balloons and super dragons, he completely destroyed his opponent from start to finish. Honestly, I wish my war attacks looked like this. Back in 2016, the YouTuber General Tony uploaded a video of him breaking the record for the most troops to ever be spawned in battle. He only used 20 witches to do this. But if you ever played Clash of Clans, you would know that witches spawn in lots of skeletons. This led to almost 1,000 troops to be spawned in battle, which seems crazy, and trust me, it was. This is almost impossible to do nowadays with the recent witch nerfs, but hey, you could still try. Oh, come on! Glitches are bound to occur in Clash of Clans, but when you see this player's base, you're probably gonna rethink your entire life. Now, looking around the base, you would quickly notice buildings that are placed outside of it, or even on top of other buildings. Wait, how is that even possible? See, in 2017, there was a huge glitch where you could move your buildings anywhere you like. With this glitch, moving your buildings outside of your base would make it look like it moved, but if you go to the original spot of the building, then it would just show a huge shadow, meaning the base must have somehow been in 2 places at once. Luckily, this was fixed, but it still doesn't explain this extremely weird glitched out base. Anyone who's played Clash of Clans would know how hard it is for your clan to win multiple wars in a row, but this clan shown on screen was able to do it a whopping 518 times straight. And to put in perspective just how long this would take, if you attempted to replicate this insane streak, it would take you 3 years of just non-stop winning, making this record pretty much impossible to beat. While most players remove decorations, thinking they're just a waste of space and time, there's a player who has over 120 special decorations all placed around their base. Not only do they have just tons of beautiful decorations, but they also have rare removed ones that shouldn't even be in Clash of Clans anymore, like all the national flags, which were removed in 2022. Here's a player with the most legend trophies in the world, having a total of 59,835 of them. This record is almost unbeatable, seeing as the top 100 players are given only 1,000 to 2,000 legend trophies per season. So by the time you catch up with him, he'll probably have well over 100,000. This player managed to hit level 17 with a Town Hall 1, which should be impossible, because in Clash of Clans starting tutorial, they immediately force you to upgrade to Town Hall 2. So while I'm not sure of how you managed to skip the tutorial, for now, he'll have the record for the highest experience level with the Town Hall 1. In 2013, a player with the username ManWithCow actually suggested Supercell add Clan Capital to the game. Now, it definitely took them a solid 9 years to implement it, but hey, at least it got through. We may never know exactly who ManWithCow is, but we're forever grateful for his suggestion. Did you know that the cool 2D loading screen that Supercell used for Clash of Clans in 2019 was actually a fan art by a guy called Enrique Fernandez? He uploaded it to his DeviantArt account, and it caught the attention of the game developers. They loved it so much that they decided to use it as the official loading screen for the game. Everyone has had their fair share of moments cursing the searching for opponent screen for taking too long to show the next next base. Well, guess what? There's a way to skip it. All you have to do is hit the next button when the timer at the top hits 27 seconds. That's it. You can thank me later.
The boat leading to the builder's base was actually teased before its launch. You could see its remains in war bases. It's impossible to lose your first battle in the builder's base. Even if you score 0%, you'll still somehow win. On the Star Lab and Clock Tower, there are secret Roman numerals to indicate the building's level. When a player upgrades to Town Hall 10, a barrel will appear, showing that you'll unlock super troops soon. It is literally illegal to play Clash of Clans in Iran. The government there believes the game promotes violence, tribal strife, and addictive behavior. Addictive? I'm not addicted.
Imagine seeing a base designed with only walls. Now, while this isn't a full base, the concept was that you'd have to place troops inside the base in order to escape and kill the defensive unit. Now, this could be done for more powerful walls, and even 2 scatter shots, which probably made a fun game mode. Most accounts in Clash of Clans have names, so when looking at this player, you might already assume his base looks really cursed. However, when visiting, his layout actually looks really normal, aside from his disgustingly rushed walls. So why doesn't this player have a name, and why is his base so rushed? This is actually a Supercell test account, used to see how the Town Hall 9 would work in-game. And did it work, buddy? When looking at this base, it kinda looks nice. Wait, no. This is one of the most mysterious town halls in Clash of Clans, owning some of the world's weirdest items, some of which weren't even ever released. Seen here is the Goblin Pole, which doesn't exist anymore because Clash of Clans removed it from the game, but if it was removed, then how does this base have 2 of them? Also, having a Goblin Stone? I've never even seen something like this before. Never. But what's even weirder is this super stacked gift base with over 500 gifts just in one base. It also doesn't have a town hall. Oh wait, is that a destroyed town hall? Either way, this base is one of the most impressive bases in Clash of Clans and has gotta be owned by the real Santa. This is a player in Town Hall 3 with an Electro Dragon. These are just getting more and more cursed. The Electro Dragon can only be unlocked once you get your barracks to level 13, meaning you need a level 11 town hall just to be able to use this beast. So when this Town Hall 3 is one lined up in his barracks, this is supposed to be really suspicious. In fact, Supercell banned them from the game just a few weeks after this base was discovered. And honestly, good riddance. While this base, at first, looks normal, it's even more cursed than the last one, because this is one of the most unobvious hacked bases in the game, with everything looking normal except the scatter shot. The scatter shot is unlocked only when you reach Town Hall 13. So why does this Town Hall 12 player have a level 2 scatter shot? But what's even worse, this player, Sakura, has 2 builder halls. 2! Okay, just ban this guy already. If you purchase this glitched out shop offer, you'd be able to obtain unlimited gems from the item shop. During a period a few years ago, if you purchased a gem pack, spent the gems, and then refreshed the game, you would get all your gems back. From there, you could just refresh your game an unlimited number of times and just straight up max out your base in a few hours. While this glitch was insane, almost nobody took advantage of it, but the ones who did were not banned, and they were allowed to keep all the gems they earned. Lucky? Well, this is a more commonly known fact. Supercell used to allow you to sell your buildings, meaning barracks, clan castle, and storages were all up for sale. Because of this, you'll find bases that are missing a clan castle and just straight up cursed. You could also sell your town hall. This was just a visual bug. During the period the mentioned gem glitch was going on, a glitch would also apply to loot carts, where, after you claimed the loot cart, upon refreshing, you'd have a brand new loot cart up and ready for you. This would allow players to farm unlimited loot carts, making them rich in no time. You used to have to make all your bases manually, as saved layouts weren't a thing back then. This meant that every single detail, down to the smallest little thing, you'd have to customize, making it take a lot more time to create good bases, and being nearly impossible to copy one perfectly. But one of the more game-changing features was Inferno Towers that ignored heal effect. Yeah, as you can imagine, this made Inferno Towers way more overpowered. Supercell later changed this to balance the Inferno Tower out, as new higher Town Hall defenses were being released. Nowadays, it's even possible to out-heal an Inferno Tower. Take that, Supercell! But were you around when Teslas used to do double damage against P.E.K.K.A.s? Now, if you're an OG, this might sound normal. However, if you're new, this might seem really random. When Clash of Clans was launched, P.E.K.K.A. used to be extremely good, with almost every high-level deck including P.E.K.K.A. However, as time went on and more troops got added in, P.E.K.K.A. was no longer the beast it once was, leading Supercell to remove the double damage Tesla. Talking about balance changes, the Eagle Artillery used to deal 3 times more damage against golems to prevent players from using it so much. Unfortunately, it worked too well. So well that they had to change it back soon after. Healers used to be completely immune to air traps, which was a pretty weird feature considering healers are an air troop. However, this
this was later changed by Supercell, making any and all air traps completely demolish all healers.
If you ever get down to 0 trophies, there is absolutely no way to get under that number, because even if you do lose a battle, Clash of Clans won't subtract any trophies from your account. However, mysteriously, this player right here somehow managed to get negative 336 trophies, making him the player with the world's lowest trophy count ever. This has to be the weirdest bug I've ever seen. In 2021, the YouTuber Clash Bashing decided to do a speed run of him climbing from 0 to 5,000 trophies in one sitting. The stream lasted for almost 12 hours, and at the end, he did manage to finally reach 5,000 trophies, making this the fastest trophy speedrun in Clash of Clans history. And I thought doing it in 2 years was fast. Goes to Galadon Gaming, who quite literally spent over $75,000 on Clash of Clans. This is the highest amount of money ever spent on Clash of Clans that we know of, and that 75 grand equated him to around 10.5 million gems, which he used to max out his town hall and base. And don't forget his builder base. In Clan Wars, usually you'll see the highest level bases on the top with the lowest level bases down at the bottom. So when Judo Sloth managed to get all Town Hall 2s into a clan war, let's just say it might have been a sight for the other clan to behold. While Judo Sloth was massively underleveled, he still managed to tie the opposing clan 15 to 15, with only level 2 Town Halls. Impressive! When clan games were first introduced, nobody ever thought of speedrunning them. I mean, just take all the juicy loot. So when Clash Bashing got there in 14 minutes and 22 seconds, yeah, it was definitely a world record. Loot carts generate after players raid loot from you in battle, and usually players just claim it right away. However, if you wait long enough, the loot carts will pile up and become bigger and bigger. So when this video of a loot cart with 17 million elixir and gold surfaced, honestly, this is just insane. That would fill any loot storage instantly. Here, you will see the most satisfying video in all of Clash of Clans. Back in 2016, Chief Pat found one of the biggest raids in Clash of Clans history, where the loot was left wide open for anyone to farm. So seeing these two wizards pick away at completely filled storages was just really satisfying looking at. This is also probably the easiest base to loot, with the weapons arranged in the complete opposite side of the base. Hey, thanks for the free loot! Ever since the Bat Spell was released, it was difficult to find a good use for him, with wizard towers and area troops pretty easily killing them. However, when Moose introduced a strategy to secure victories using dragons and bat spells, players started bringing that spell out more and more and adding it to their attack strategies. So much so that in a $25,000 tournament, a player managed to use 11 bat spells to secure the 3-star. Crazy.
If you're observant, you might have figured this one out. But for our viewers still in the dark, did you know that the research button on the Star Laboratory features images of spells, even though the builder base doesn't have any? Maybe it's just a design choice, but I think that it could be a hint that spells might be added to the builder base in the future. If you didn't know, the fuse on bombs and giant bombs is always on, even when your base is safe and sound. But instead of exploding like they're supposed to, they just wait patiently for their next victim to step into their deadly radius. Did you know that you can actually get your gem counter on negative? It's true. All you have to do is buy a gem pack, use some of the gems, and then apply for a refund. Did you know that the first battle in the single player campaign, Payback, has a cannon that's weaker than a level 1 cannon? That's right. It only does 2 damage per second and has a measly 250 hit points. What were the developers thinking? The name P.E.K.K.A had no meaning. At least not until Supercell took it to Facebook and let the fans decide. After a nail-biting poll with countless comments, the winner was chosen. And what did it stand for? Perfect Enraged Knight, Killer of Assassins. It's a bit of a mouthful, but hey, it gets the job done. Do you ever feel like you're just too lazy to keep up with your base? Well, fear not, because Supercell has got your back. If you go MIA for more than 6 months, your buildings will automatically be upgraded using the resources obtained from the collectors, and you won't have to lift a finger. Talk about a sweet deal. The Goblin Picnic base on the single-player map has a surprise waiting for you. If you use a jump spell to get any troops within the walls around the P.E.K.K.A statue, you'll get the chance to meet Santa himself. And the best part? He'll leave some explosive presents behind for your troops to enjoy. Yay! Did you know that the damage dealt by a giant cannon is actually less than a regular cannon? Despite the fact that the cannonball it shoots is bigger? Not much of a giant cannon, is it? Now this is a piece of unexpected nostalgia. Did you know the wizard used to have an OG shooting animation? Wow, this is so weirdly nostalgic, but it's not as nostalgic as when storages used to be on top of the clan castle, because this is a Clash of Clans feature that almost nobody remembers. While clan castles look like this now with a plain roof, these loot storages were a really nice subtle design choice which represented how much loot was in the treasury. During some Christmases, snow would pile up on top of clan-based defenses. I mean, look at that town hall. That's a lot of snow. Sadly, this was removed in 2019, and ever since, Clash of Clans has never added snow back in, likely because it made some of the defenses harder to see. Well, you can obviously change your clan banner. Did you know you used to be able to change your clan border? Back in the day, Supercell would allow you to upgrade your clan border, which is the design outside of the banner. From there, you could customize your clan border based off of what rank your clan was in. Ah, nostalgia. Before upgrading your town hall, now you have to purchase certain buildings before even being able to upgrade your current one. However, this wasn't always the case, because a few years ago, this didn't exist, meaning you could upgrade your town hall Hall without having to upgrade anything else. This, however, would make people extremely rushed, which is why Supercell quickly added the limits in place, which forced you to upgrade your other buildings. If you canceled an upgrade midway, you used to be able to get all of the loot you spent on it back. However, this was quickly abused, as people would use this as a way to hide all of their resources when they were getting attacked. Because of this, Supercell added a border where if you cancel an upgrade, you only get half of your loot back, making it impossible to profit from or exploit. A long time ago, upgrades used to take much longer, with a level 14 king taking 2 weeks to upgrade. This is probably one of the stupidest things ever put in Clash of Clans, as making a base at this rate would take literal decades. Did you know that the description of the laboratory in the game reads harder, better, faster, stronger, which just so happens to be the name of a famous song by Daft Punk? How cool is that? It looks like Supercell is really in touch with their musical side. Here's a little known fact that might help you out. Hidden behind the More Settings button, you're given the option to change the size of your troop deployment bar. A bigger bar means fewer mistouches, but a smaller one allows you to see more of your troops. Choices, choices, choices. Chiefs that don't show up at their base for a long period are in for a surprise when they get back in. You'll find out that your own village is turned against you, and you'll have to fight them to regain control, leaving your poor villagers at the mercy of countless attackers. What kind of chief are you? Have you noticed the scales on their back? They're not just there to make them look cool. These scales light up one by one, starting from the tail and moving towards the head. And here's the cool part. The time it takes for all 5 scales to light up is exactly the same as the time it takes for the Electro Dragons to charge their attack. The more you know, huh? Did you know that you can make your minions sneeze in Clash of Clans? All you have to do is tap on an army camp with minions inside, and they'll start sneezing uncontrollably. And the higher their level, the more they'll sneeze. Bless you, my flying friends. For those who haven't yet ventured through the single-player campaign, get ready for a surprise. The final Goblin base is home to a colossal golden dragon that serves as a formidable defense troop. With a whopping 1,400 damage per second and a massive 32,000 HP, this dragon can quickly decimate your army. Scary. On a lighter note, Clash of Clans still has the first ever Christmas tree model that was launched in 2012. It's one of the rarest obstacles in the game, and while you can't get it for your base, you can see it in a Goblin base of all places. Open the Gold Rush level, and zoom into the upper left corner to locate this nostalgia-inducing tree. Cannon Cart is, well, it's a machine made by the master builder. But then, why does it leave behind a gravestone when it's destroyed? Could someone secretly be controlling the cart from the inside? It's all very Pinocchio, if you ask me. Did you know that if you drop a free spell on the weather vane in an opponent's base, it'll stop spinning? It's a neat trick that shows the incredible attention to detail put into Clash of Clans. Give it a try and see the weather vane stop spinning right before your eyes. It may come as a surprise, but despite its impressive destructive power, the Crusher in the builder base doesn't shoot anything. If you think the guard post is similar in this regard, think again, as they have archers who are more than happy to rain arrows down on any intruders. A few years ago, Clash of Clans partnered with Apple to fight against AIDS, creating a fundraiser where profits bought from these red gem offers would all go towards charity. Not only would you be supporting a good cause, but you'd also get a super cool red shield on your town hall. Cool! In 2016, when the final red event was done, Supercell gave out an exclusive statue with a red badge on it, and you'd also get one for your Barbarian King. Hog Rider used to target anything. This fact speaks for itself, as now, they only target buildings. You used to be able to see players' levels on the clan chat attached to them. This design was kinda weird and sort of served no real purpose to any of the conversation. This is probably one of the things that Clash of Clans really improved over time. While now, if you place a bunch of troops and log out of the game, your attack would still continue no matter what, this used to be completely different. As a long time ago, if you started an attack and disconnected, that attack would immediately end, resulting in some pretty devastating losses. The old Grand Warden used to look like this, and the new Grand Warden looks like this. I loved the old Grand Warden. It was so simple, but unfortunately, Supercell changed it to this new, crappier design. Come on, guys!
Balloons defy all physics and travel in the opposite way of the wind. But, to be fair, they are literal skeletons. Also, we have whatever these things are. Okay, Supercell, you win. I'll give you this one. If you're new to Clash of Clans, you better thank your lucky stars you never used wall breakers before their AI change, because they were really bad. Wall breakers were coded to attack the nearest wall, regardless of nearby buildings. So, you'd end up seeing wall breakers do this. Yeah, they literally died for nothing. In 2016, Clash of Clans got hacked, badly. The hacker managed to spawn over 13,000 giants in just one attack, basically making all attacks an instant 3-star. After multiple people came to a forum and complained about him, he was banned a few days later, and never mentioned again by Supercell. Just like in Clash Royale, the Zap spell retargets and resets an Inferno Tower. For a limited time, there was a spell called the Santa spell. It worked like a lightning spell, with reindeers dropping explosive gifts from above. It was really bad and no one used it, but hey, at least the animation was cool. Spells used to cost gold instead of elixir, and take nearly 4 hours to brew. instead of the 10 minutes it does today.
Looks like we've got a case of mistaken identity with the miner. While he and his shovel make quick work of anything unlucky enough to be in his path, his fashion sense seems to be all over the place. According to his troop description, he should be wearing a blue shirt, but in battle, he's got a red one on. What's up with that? Maybe he's just digging for a new outfit. Did you know that the attack strategies available in the practice menu are actually user-generated? Supercell takes a hands-off approach when it comes to creating new attack methods for the latest Town Hall levels, instead relying on the creative prowess of the community. So, next time you try out a strategy in the practice menu, remember that it might have been thought out by a fellow player.
The first person to reach 4,000 trophies was George Yao, and this man is a Clash of Clans legend. It was disclosed that he spent 6 months playing Clash of Clans on not 1, not 2, but 5 iPads. Yeah, I have no idea how his wife didn't leave him. Lightning Spell can damage up to a maximum of 5 buildings at once. When Clash of Clans was first launched, the highest Town Hall level was level 8. Imagine this being called a maxed base. Rage increases troops damage by 180% and heroes damage by 90%. If you freeze an area which has a hidden Tesla, it'll prevent it from popping up, while it's still able to be destroyed. Through an old glitch, a clan was actually able to have 2 leaders at once. 2 leaders while having all the features a normal leader would have. This is what troops used to look like when Clash of Clans first launched. Yeah, look at those dragons. And don't even get me started on the giant. Wall breakers will always ignore the jump spell. The tornado trap was inspired by Clash Royale's tornado spell, making it the only thing fully inspired by Clash Royale. You used to have to manually reload traps with gold. Now that's what I call pay to win. When you first start Clash of Clans, you save 3 wizards in your first demo battle. These are able to be used in later battles. Wizards are something you can't normally unlock at Town Hall 1, so it's a nice little feature. Speaking of wizards, in 2016, Supercell released the Ice Wizard to Clash of Clans as a limited time troop. Similar to most event-exclusive troops, he wasn't very good in battle. However, it's still an Ice Wizard, so a win is a win. Another limited time troop was the Battle Ram, released in the 2017 Builder event. Unlike other event troops, Battle Ram was actually pretty good. However, it got removed just a week later. Classic Supercell. Only joking, we love you, Supercell. Please give us a creator code.
Oh, the dragon, a mythical creature of great power and ferocity. But wait, what's this? When it falls in battle, it sheds its fiery exterior and reveals a humanoid skeleton? What? Could it be that this fearsome beast has devoured a human and the remains now manifest upon its demise? Did you know that Supercell likes to hide bananas and other fruits in their purchasable scenery? It's like a game of Where's Waldo, but with fruit. Is there a connection with all the fruits? Who knows? But legends say that if you don't subscribe to Hallow, a group of angry goblins will appear in your room every night and demand that you sing them lullabies until they fall asleep.
If you drag an idle builder hut, you can see the builder chilling below it. On February 7th, 2014, Clash of Clans had their revenue leaked by a hacker. And in just one day, Supercell made over $5.15 million. What? Okay, now that is actually ridiculous. Resources from Clash Royale's flying machine can be seen in the dock area of the builder's base, revealing that the master builder is actually the one flying it. At lower Town Hall levels, a completely broken strategy is to get max level hog riders from clanmates. Once spawned in, they can pretty much 3-star base on their own. This is extremely useful for competitive war battles. You used to be able to sell traps, which might not sound too bad at first, until you realize that with a simple exploit, you were then able to sell your own castle and even your town hall. This leaves you with players like this, who don't even have a clan castle. Not one of Supercell's proudest moments, I'd say. The wizard lives inside the wizard tower, revealed in this trailer. Number 43. The Roaster is the fastest attacking building in the game, attacking over 8 times per second. Number 44. The Beta Minion and Bomber have exact same hit points and damage at every single level. Are these 2 troops linked? Probably not, but it is a pretty cool Easter egg. Number 45. The Builder Hall has the same tools on top as the Master and regular Builder huts. The Barbarian is the only troop to appear in every single loading screen for over 10 years straight. Get a new one already. The Super Troop Sauna is a reference to how some saunas look in Finland, where Supercell HQ is located. Minions are so fast, they're sometimes able to outrun air bombs. This makes for some crazy moments, though they usually die soon after. The Electro Owl pet was teased in a video long before its release. Most people at the time assumed it was a spell. But how wrong they were. It's rumored that wall breakers are dead builders from lost or abandoned accounts, as they do wear similar hats. Clash of Clans can ban you for having an inappropriate base design. And no, I would not recommend you try this.
But not as crazy as seeing this base, which has 2 builder halls. But not only is their builder's base hacked, but also their regular base, because their scattershot is at a level it should not be. This hacked base was later banned by Clash of Clans, marking an end to this cursed account. This account, named Swarm, has some of the rarest obstacles in the game. The stone you see here was only able to be obtained in 2012, and was soon removed from the game completely, meaning if you scan, like, all your friends' bases, none of them will have it, probably. But this player has 4 of these extremely rare stones, making his account probably more valuable than my life. Ugh. Here's a video of the most Hog Riders spawned that I could find. This person managed to spawn 102 Hog Riders, getting 64 of them from camps, 10 from the clan castle, and the rest from the clone spells. Safe to say, the opponent's base stood no chance. Over 7 years ago, there was a base pronounced the safest base in Clash of Clans, with it almost never losing a defense. This base featured the town hall in the middle, surrounded by cannons, heroes, inferno towers, and an X-bow. Yeah, this is gonna be hard to crack. Safe to say, almost nobody broke through it, making it one of the best base layouts of the time. In Clash of Clans, Blimp is a really good way to infiltrate your opponent's base. But when professional player Klaus used the Blimp in a $1 million Clash of Clans tournament, it was really risky, as there were a number of things that could have gone wrong. Thankfully, it worked, and he managed to 3-star his opponent really nicely, managing to win himself the $1 million. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thanks!